Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. This video is going to be my prediction between Joe Manchin and he's the West Virginia senator, Democrat senator, and Phil Scott, the Republican governor from Vermont. Um, this is a prediction for the presidential election if in a scenario that they both face each other. So Manchin is the very conservative Democrat from a very red state, while Scott is the very liberal Republican from a deep blue state, Vermont. Um, so we're gonna get started with the safe states. So because their ideologies are so opposite, I think Scott, the Republican, is more left than Manchin, so that's gonna affect a lot of these margins. So So by the way, my safe margin is like 15 points or more. Likely margin is 10 points, between 10 points and 15 points. And then lean margin would be between 5 points and like right under 10 points. And then tilt would be right under 5 points and 1 point. And yeah, and anything below that. So I think Indiana, Kentucky, those states I think wouldn't be affected. Uh, yeah, Tennessee, um, yeah, Alabama, Mississippi, uh, and then I would probably do, I think South Carolina would be like lean in this case. West Virginia would be, I don't think West Virginia would vote for Manchin on the presidential level, so it would probably be like lean. Um, and I think Missouri would be like, I don't know, likely Republican, and uh, Georgia. I think Georgia would favor Manchin because Phil Scott would completely alienate Georgian voters with his socially liberal ideology. So Georgia would probably go uh, the Democrat for Manchin. Um, Virginia would go lean. Uh, and then Illinois would be safe. That state doesn't really get affected. Um, Maryland probably be safe. I think Arkansas does they do like voting for conservative Democrats. That would be likely. So does Louisiana. These two states they like electing um, conservative Democrats, but they wouldn't vote for them on the presidential level, obviously. Uh, and then Texas would go probably uh, lean for Scott. A lot of these states, they just can't vote for a Democrat on the presidential level. That's how polarized the country is. So yeah, Oklahoma wouldn't be affected. Kansas, no, these states wouldn't get affected. Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, um, and let's see. Right, for New York, I don't think that state would get affected too much. Now for Vermont, I think this would I just know that they will not vote for Phil Scott on the presidential level. I'll put this as lean Democrat. So for Massachusetts also, they like electing liberal Republicans by landslide margins at the state level, but they just will not vote for them for president. So lean. Same goes for Rhode Island and Connecticut, I think. New Jersey, but Delaware I probably put as likely. Uh, New Jersey as well, likely. Or no, actually, yeah. then I think New Hampshire would honestly go likely for Scott. New Hampshire's a purplish state, so they could go either way. And then Maine, I believe, this second district would definitely go safe Republican, and then the first district would probably go, I don't know, lean. So yeah, lean, and then DC would go safe no matter what, and I think the Rust Belt. I don't think Scott would do very well in the Rust Belt. Pennsylvania would go lean. Oh yeah, I forgot California, East State, California, and then Oregon, Washington would be likely slightly tilted a little bit. Or yeah. And oh, actually, I think Washington. I don't think. I don't know. His kind of Phil Scott's liberal ideology would affect the West Coast. I would probably put Oregon as yeah, I'll keep it as like that. And then Minnesota probably go likely Democrat because Phil Scott would kind of alienate the conservative voters in the Rust Belt. So these would go likely, and then Ohio would probably go tilt. So Manchin's already won, but we can keep going. Iowa, I don't know. Iowa may. I just don't see Phil Scott, like, he's to the left of Manchin. He's not Trump, obviously. He voted for Biden. He's not going to pull off Trump margin, so Iowa would probably go tilt, and let's see, I think North Carolina, this is a very stubborn state. North Carolina, honestly, I think would narrowly go for Scott, because it almost always votes Republican. I just don't, and I think it's very with the polarizing politics. I think that Scott, I don't know, yeah, Phil Scott would narrowly pull it off there. Let's see, Montana, likely, and then I would say, okay, I know Nevada would go Colorado. I mean, Colorado would go like lean. New Mexico would go likely. So let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change one of mine. I think Kansas. This went like slightly under 15 points in 2020. I think the Scott would go also likely. Yeah. And for Nevada, this is another swing state. I think it would go. There's a lot of. I think this would narrowly go. I think narrowly go to, because no matter who the Republican candidate is, it's usually really close. So yeah, Arizona, they're like McCain Republicans there. They like voting for these types of anti-Trump, Republicans. I think they would narrowly, like, maybe like 0.01% Scott, Arizona, and Florida. I don't see it going. Manchin would win Florida. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the Alaska. Alaska would go clean, and likely, and then Hawaii would go safe. See, yeah. So Um, yeah. So yeah. Um, that is my that is my map for Joe Manchin, West Virginia Democrat Senator Joe Manchin versus Republican Vermont Governor Phil Scott. Uh, so yeah. Um, you make sure you like and subscribe and leave your opinions in the comments about how you feel. If you have any disagreements or any comments about it. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.